Hello and welcome to the Vintage Model Company's Buddy Build video. We're going to guide you from start to finish with detailed instructions for every part of this build. So you should have the kit in front of you. Let's take a look inside. You'll have an instruction sheet, the balsa wood sheets and 2 wooden jigs, the undercarriage, decals, and a box of parts and accessories. You will also need some basic tools, some pliers, a cutting board, sharp knife, ruler and set square, and some scissors. Before you start building, we suggest you lay all the balsa wood sheets out like this. They will match the instruction sheets and you'll be able to identify each individual components, with a few examples shown here. So now you're familiar with all the equipment and parts. Let's start building. You can pause the video and re-watch each section as you go along. The first thing we will make is the sanding block. You'll need sheet 4 and you'll need to cut out the 2 large rectangles. Always cut the parts out. Don't be tempted to push them out of the sheet as it's likely to break. Once you have the 2 rectangles, apply an even coat of glue to one side. Take the second piece and firmly press together. We call this process laminating. When laminating, you can use something heavy like a book to hold the parts flat while the glue dries. You now need to apply a layer of glue to one side of the laminated blocks. Then take the sandpaper and firmly attach it. Once the glue is fully dry, use your scissors to cut around the block, removing the excess paper. And this is your sanding block, ready to be used. Now is a good time to get any sheet and cut a long triangle off the corner. This makes a handy tool we will use later. Onto the wing jigs. We will make these now so they are nice and dry for when we need them. Remove the parts marked on sheet 4. Again, always use a knife. Apply a little glue and then attach a strengthening bar to each end. You'll end up with 4 jigs that should look like these, ready to use later. Now we can actually start on the aircraft. Identify and cut out the fuselage and reinforcing discs. Apply some glue to the reinforcing discs. Locate the hole on the fuselage and stick the disc to it. Clean the inside of glue and repeat for the other side. From sheet 4, locate F1 and F2. Cut out and remove the central square for each component. Now it's time to use the sanding block. Take care to sand lightly and perhaps practice on some scrap balsa first. Where the components attach to the sheet, you are left with these little nodules. These need to be removed, leaving a smooth surface which makes for a better attachment when gluing together later. Remove the nodules on both parts. Once you're happy with your sanding, apply a layer of glue to one side and laminate these 2 pieces together, aligning the square hole in the center. Remove the marked pieces on sheet 3. Take the undercarriage off the cardboard it came on. Sand away any attachment nodules, leaving a smooth edge. Apply a layer of glue to all 4 sides of component F3. Take the wire undercarriage and where the legs splay out, align this with the bottom of the component. Push it into the glue and then making sure you're using the smaller of the 2 rectangles, hold the top end down. Using a clothes peg or something similar, hold this rectangle piece in place as it dries. Stick the larger rectangle at the bottom edge, making sure to clamp the wire on each side. This can be a little bit fiddly. Again, grab a trusty peg to hold this in place as it dries. You should end up with something looking like this. Remove the marked parts from sheet 3. As always, clean up with the sanding block, removing any of the nodules. Apply some glue. Then making sure to put this on the end with the T mark on. Line the V shape to the outside. Add some more glue and attach the rectangle to the bottom, making sure it's square. We can now use the triangle piece we made earlier to remove any excess glue. The less glue, the lighter the plane and better it flies. Now we are going to start the nose block. Remove the free squares marked. Glue and laminate the 3 parts together with the T at the same point. Make sure everything is square and the hole is aligned. You can use the plastic nose bush to align this block. Onto the next part of the nose block. Remove the 5 components from sheet 4. The 4 components on the left have a dotted line showing where the smaller piece will be glued. The large 2 pieces will be glued back to back, with the hole aligning and a T at the top for all the pieces. Start by gluing each piece, aligning them carefully with the grid on the outside. The holes centered and sides parallel, and the dotted line on the other side. Take the next piece, line it up with the dotted line. Keep repeating this. Eventually, you have a slightly offset pyramid. Make sure the hole is lined up in the center. Remove any excess glue, and it should look like this. So it's time to put the 2 parts of the nose block together and add the nose button. Apply some glue to the nose plug. Now align it to the center of the grid on the nose block. It is particularly important to remove any excess glue so we get a snug fit when the nose is attached to the aircraft. Apply a circle of glue to the front and insert the nose button. Once again, remove the excess glue. Only when the nose block is completely dry, and do not be tempted to rush this, it's time to start shaping it. Using the sanding block, we're going to round the edges. Keep sanding until you end up with a profile that looks something like this. No sharp edges or square corners. This is our completed nose block. So we are now onto the wing construction. Remove the 2 wing panels and the 8 wedges. Retrieve the jigs you made earlier. It's important that the dotted line we can see here is on the underside of the wings. With the wing the correct way up, slide on the jig with the slightly inset notch at the back. Repeat at the other end. Once both jigs are on, adjust to the correct position, which is just on the outside of the dotted line. At the other end, you will need to slide the jig down. Do be very careful when handling the wings and the jigs, as they are so delicate. Once you are happy with the positioning, we insert the wedges to hold the jigs in place. Do check the jig is in the correct position and continue to insert the other 3 wedges. Once completed, your wing should look something like this, with a nice curve. Repeat with the second wing. We're now going to install the ribs that hold the shape in the wing. It's important to note that W3 has a pointed end and W4 as a square end. It is vital the ribs have a smooth edge to guarantee a good adhesion to the wing. We start by gluing part W3. This is then attached to the outer position on the wing. W4 is glued and attached to the inside position. You will finish up with the 4 ribs attached to the underside of the wings. These are left to dry, and when the glue is hardened, the jigs can be removed. It's time to make the wheels. Remove the 6 discs shown, but keep the 2 discs on sheet 4 separate. You need to laminate 3 of the discs together, with the disc from sheet 4 being the center of this sandwich. When laminating, align the grain at 90 degrees with the next disc. Get the 2 plastic bushings and glue these into the center of each wheel. This will also help align the discs making up the wheels, cleaning away any excess glue. Now let the glue harden, and when you're happy they are dry, you can sand the profile of the wheels. You are looking to have a wheel with a shape like this. It's time to start putting the fuselage together. Remove the parts from the sheet and give them a tidy up. You'll also need these parts you made earlier. Starting with the undercarriage, apply some glue and attach to the fuselage. Make sure that the disc you stuck on the side panels end up on the inside of the aircraft's body. Get all the tabs aligned and in the holes on the body panel. Attach the other side panel. Take this component, apply some glue. With the V-shaped part at the top and facing forwards, install it into the fuselage, making sure all tabs are seated correctly in the holes. Attach the first cross brace. Then the V-shaped cross brace with notches facing upwards. Finally flipping the body upside down and inserting the last cross brace. We now continue with the main body, removing these parts and getting the part we made earlier. You will also need the wooden jigs. Glue the front section onto the fuselage. When this is in place, take your wooden jig and slide it over the front of the aircraft to hold this piece in tight. You'll now need to insert the cross braces with the two shorter ones towards the rear and the longer one towards the centre of the aircraft. Hold this in place with the second jig. Then the longer cross brace. Finally flip the aircraft over and insert the second shorter brace directly below the one you already attached. You now need to insert the small rectangle towards the rear of the aircraft. Finally apply some glue to the end of the tail and hold with a peg. Now adjust the sides to ensure the fuselage is straight and true, and then leave to dry. Remove these final 3 spars left in sheet 4. Tidy them up with the sanding block. Apply some glue into the slots on the front of your aircraft and insert the 3 spars. It's decision time. What colour do you want your final aircraft to be? When you've chosen, cut out one of the P9 rectangles. Then from sheet 3, remove the tail fin. Apply some glue to both sides of the tail fin. Line up the rectangle of paper with the dotted lines on the fin and press down firmly. Carefully cut all the way through the fin from the slot to the outside edge. You'll now have an adjustable fin, used to fine-tune the flight. Instruction 19. Remove the horizontal stabilizer. Sand the rear of the fuselage so it's smooth and flat. Take your tail fin and apply the glue to the bottom edge and insert into the slot on the stabilizer. You need to make sure the upright fin is 90 degrees to the horizontal stabilizer. Hold the fin in place until the glue has set. By now, the ribs on the wings will have set hard and they are ready to have the jigs removed. Take the retaining wedges out and carefully slide the jigs off the wings. Give all the edges of the wings a sand. Sand the top of the fuselage where they will attach. Remove the final components left in your balsa wood sheets. These are guides used to get the correct angle on the wings. Put some glue in the 4 notches across the top edges of where the wings will be seated. Making sure the wing is the correct way round, locate the rib on the underside into the slot, checking it's seated at the front and back. Repeat on the other side. Using the wedge-shaped guides, hold them on the underside of the wing to obtain the correct wing angle. Once happy with the angle, hold the wings in place as the glue sets firmly. Ideally, the paper part P10 should be attached at this point as it adds strength to the wing joint. It's time to attach the wheels. Slide a wheel onto each side of the wire landing gear, with the button side of the wheel on the outside. Using pliers, bend the end of the wire so the wheel can't come off but can still rotate freely. Instruction 22. We're going to prepare the motor peg for later. Cut the ends off the cocktail stick, leaving a peg 43 mm long. You'll now have an impressive looking airframe, so it's time to make it look really smart. From your chosen colour decal sheet, cut out all remaining components. Take P8 and using the back of your knife score lightly along the lines. This helps get a nice crisp fold. It can then be firmly attached to the front of the aircraft. Using the instruction sheet, attach the rest of the decals in their correct position. Fold the two remaining P9s onto the wing, attaching them at the marked dotted line. Take your time with the cockpit windscreen, shaping the paper into the correct curve before attaching it. So we just have the small matter of propulsion left to do, so let's install the propeller. Insert the wire motor shaft into the nose cone you made earlier. Now slide the propeller onto the shaft with the pointed side towards the nose. Take your pliers and put a 90-degree bend in the end of the shaft. Snip off any excess on the bent part. Your propeller should engage with the motor shaft and have enough space on the shaft to rotate freely. Your propeller now needs its engine. Take the length of rubber and aligning the two ends together, tie a simple knot. Leaving you with a loop approximately 300 mm long, like this. Our final task is to put these parts together and installed onto the aircraft. Attach the rubber loop to the end of the motor shaft. Carefully feed the rubber into the aircraft. Once the loop is inside, you have to insert the motor peg through the hole in the side of the fuselage. The peg needs to go through the loop of rubber inside. This can be quite fiddly and may take a few attempts. Once the rubber loop is captured, make sure the motor peg comes out the other side and is equal on both sides. The nose assembly will fit snugly into the fuselage, but do not glue it in. And there you have it, your finished buddy, ready for takeoff. We do hope you've enjoyed building along to this video, and we would like to wish you many happy hours of flying. Don't forget to visit our website for lots more useful information. Maybe we can inspire your next build. Whilst you're there, why not sign up to our weekly newsletter? See what others have been creating and share your builds with us. We would love to see it. Bye for now, and chocks away.